see here, please?
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jasper Gonzo here. Another What's Next. Happy Wednesday. Today's news, stocks. Yes, we're going to take a look at stocks. Up, down, sideways, you name it. We're going to talk about stocks now. But you got to be asking yourself, Jasper, you're talking about stocks. You never do. You're absolutely right. I don't ever. But with this story, yeah, I've taken a particular interest only because it's so fun when giants fall or potential fall. Let's take a look. This comes out abounding in the comics. Netflix stock continues to tank, and here's why. Streaming giant Netflix is staring down the barrel of a massive stock drop that began a few days ago, and it seems to be accelerating. As would-be investors decide whether to grab stock while price is low, the question remains as to whether it'll be able to bounce back into healthier territory or remain a wet noodle on the market. Meanwhile, those on the conservative side, I would even add libertarian. On the pop culture aisle, have been watching over the past year as Netflix walked the proverbial plank. Yet their questionable creative and marketing decisions aren't the sole reason why Netflix's spectacular crash. Things are a little more complex than they may realize. While it's all too easy to point the finger at Netflix's decision to prioritize wokeness in many of its properties, the truth is that some of its major migraines aren't necessarily self-inflicted. That being said, Netflix has managed to shoot itself in the face more than one occasion, and those mistakes have compounded an already difficult competitive position in the marketplace. Get woke, you know the rest. The truth is that Netflix isn't the only streaming company to go down the path of woke self-annihilation. But we have seen similar results on other platforms. Disney Plus, anyone? Which is currently facing its own set of unique challenges. Wokeness runs directly proportional to how quickly audiences tune out from a particular movie or film. Properties that sprinkle wokeness about in small doses tend to skirt around under the radar for a while bold, in-your-face woke properties become so overly antagonistic that they drive viewers away in abject horror. Netflix faces a bit of identity crisis on this front. On one hand, it openly promotes ultra-woke properties while simultaneously defending anti-woke content such as Dave Chappelle's amazing Closer. The problem with straddling the political fence is that it ends up alienating customers on both sides, to Netflix's own detriment. Another issue is how Netflix is leveraging their woke content to the rest of the world. It's delusional to think that most countries have embraced wokeness the same way that Western nations have, which means that practically it's impossible to entice viewers in countries like, say, India, where it hasn't taken root. Anti-woke conservative types, fed up with Netflix's self-aggrandizing political propaganda, will find it remarkably easy to cancel their subscriptions. However, the same goes for the other side of the political aisle as well. Netflix's problem is that it hasn't yet figured out that its woke audiences account for a minuscule fraction of its own subscription base, while the rest are normies who aren't in the slightest bit interested in radical political messaging. Geo-locked content. Netflix has stared down the problem of geo-locked content for years, and its situation hasn't gotten any better. Depending on which part of the planet on Earth a subscriber hails from, Netflix is either a decent investment, a lump of coal, or a lump of coal. Canadian viewers will attest this firsthand, as their Netflix catalog is, and always will be subpar compared to their southern neighbors. Painting the subscription base with one brush is impossible, given the geolocation dynamics of the play. In 2021, United States of America averaged 67 million Netflix subscriptions, which is an astonishing number for a country with a population of 330 million. In other countries, those numbers drop. Canada averages 7 million, UK 13, France 8, Germany 11, Australia 6, even India, which has a massive population, an anemic 5. Brazil came in second with around 18 as compared to the US. While some of these numbers are proportional to respective population sizes, other part is undoubtedly related to geo-locked content, and that's a problem. Sure, it's difficult to gain licenses necessary to broadcast content in different countries, but Netflix thinks its original programming is enough to offset that challenge. Yeah, it's got another thing coming. Yeah, it's living in dream world if they think they can pull that off. And of course, what doesn't help is price hiking. Price hikes are nothing new for Netflix, and they're bound to happen sooner or later, and they must coincide with a value proposition. Unfortunately, that's not happening. Netflix has a remarkable propensity for torpedoing its own content at a record pace and axing any show that doesn't immediately set the world on fire. Hey guys, I was going to do this as a standalone story, but I'm going to make this a two-parter. This is part one. Part two, sure to follow. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below, like it, share it, subscribe to it, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.